So 10 or 5 minutes, whichever comes first. Yeah, bend your knees a little bit. You don't have to go real deep, but you want to be in a horse stance. You want to know that you're in a stance. It's a Shaolin class.
Do our fingers?
Yep. You can, or they could just be open. Either one. Breathing exercise. Last one. Yeah, now, final breath. Always the finish. No, that's it, just one of those. Good. Good job. Good job. Good. Good.
I'm sweating like Tina Turner.
1 minute to
Now it's
Qigong.
fogging up.
How's yours?
I'm trying to.
Good night, everybody.
See you later.
Stay under the blanket, watch the news.
Bye, Pat. All right, see you
Good
tomorrow.
night, Pat. Didn't play race, didn't do anything. Oh, yeah. Well, I came here to sweat out. I don't want to catch it. You just
See?
bought it. I don't want to get it.
See, we'll see what happens. We have drills that we can do. We take turns and partners in doing it. You know?
I mean, Thursday. You know, I really stepped out to it. That is down there. Like crazy. You come in the morning, bring him, otherwise I'm not going to, give it to whoever does you.
I got some that
It's
were
good to see Kevin.
yeah, that looked good. But then I got
Everything.
small ones.
Oh, yeah. Cheney was controlled by the big guy back in him.
We're actually gonna do another public gig, so. You know what they always say, follow the money.
Well, that's what it is, that's true.
Fellas everywhere.
That's what Greg screwed up because he never comes on Thursday.
Here I come.
That's
Great
what
party,
happened.
Greg. Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
it was.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thanks for
Thank
coming. I
you.
really appreciate you guys.
It was a great party.
You guys made it. You know Red Rocket?
out there?
Well, we lost power.
You did?
Well, we can only lose power for 10 seconds.
I lost power twice yesterday.
Okay, use it.
Generated up, right? Yeah, where was it?
That's right. It's right next to those two posts. In the back, right next to, well, the dumpsters. Yeah, that's how nice of it. Next to Randy. What are we doing?
So really?
Yeah. Unless you want to do something else. We're going to do the same. Some
Yeah, probably.
so
Good night,
each shoulder width apart. Right, so just first bend the knee a little bit, not too much, just a little some. We just want to get used to shift right to the right. Push shift to the left. And a push. Again, you want to get the feeling of pulling and pulling. Opposites. Right, so I push off with my right as I pull with the left. I push off with the left. And I push right, pull with the right. Almost like if you had two strings that went under your feet. If my one hand pulled, my left hand pulls, it pulls the right hand down. Right, pulls my body to one side. So pull pull and push. Then we take our hands, right, bring it to the side, pull and push. Even though the hands, right, they let them go along for the ride, get the feeling of pulling and pushing, but without moving the hands. Then we're going to start turning the waist. So as you turn, right, we're going to push, you turn the waist, let the hands just go for the ride, turn the waist, let the hands go for the ride. Turn, pull and push, right, push off of the leg, turn. Push, turn, push. Right. Feel the whole body, feel the two arms. Hands a little bit. We're going to shift to the left. Let the hands make a little circle. Right? The hands continue to go to the left as the body goes to the right. And then the hands catch up. And then the hands go to the right. As the body goes to the left, the hands continue. They make a little circle, go to the right, and come back. So what you're trying to do is make a continuous motion with the arms so they feel like they're moving along with your body in an unbroken line or an unbroken motion. Right? So most of the motion that comes out of your arms at this point is really just from turning your waist, right? And from shifting your weight from one leg to the other. A slight feeling of opposites, right? The hands keep going in one direction. Opposite, hands follow. Let's do one more. So now we're going to start, when we do this, right, we're going to come back. So everybody's going to move to the left, right? Everything comes to the left. I want you to lift your left hand up. Right? Don't worry about your right hand. Turn the body. Your left hand comes across. So about halfway, turn your waist. Let your right hand go slightly past the center of your body, in front of your right shoulder. And as the right hand goes, or the left hand goes past you, let your body turn to the left and push your hand out. Let's try again. Right? So what we're looking to feel, what we want you to do is sing, right? So sing whip, turn, your hand goes back, and then your body turns and lifts the hand out. Let the twisting motion bring the hand with it. right? So if you want to take a half step, you can. Take your front foot, turn it toward the back door, right? I'm doing mostly all left-handed stuff because all of our single whips are all left-handed unless we do a mirror image, right? Just get you to get the feeling of it, right? So we're going to come in, we shift, turn, right? So all the weight is off of your left leg. Even if you don't want a half step, all you have to do is just lift that toe up and let it bring the hand forward and push. As if the hand is just being whipped out away from the body, right? So we try it again. Right, so turn the waist to the left, bring the arm in, right? The body goes left as the hand goes right, then it comes and it steps right out. Right, just try that. Right, so you're trying to really relax your left arm, relax your body. So what you have going on is you're just taking your hand, you're sending your hand out as far as it'll go, but you want your body to stop dead center in the half horse. Okay? So turn, circle, opposite, push out. Try again. So now you're going to send it out. You're going to take your right hand, make a hook. I'm not worried about your being like form. If you do it like form, that's great. But as you make the hook, let the hook feel like it's holding you back, like your right hand. Even if your right hand stays lower, when we do this, right, when you step, imagine that your right hand is holding on to a railing that's behind you, so that when you whip your right hand out and your body goes, your body will go and it'll stop. And there's no place else it'll go. We want that feeling of that other hand, your back hand, pulling back to the other side. Right? So what happens is your arms are actually getting sent out in two directions. By sending your arms out in two directions, opposite directions at the same time, will keep you centered or balanced. Ready? Come back. Right? Pulls the hands. Right? Pulls. Let's try it again. So you kind of feel like your body's doing this, and then it's like, whoa, you just kind of waves back. Yes, no,
Does
maybe.
the body start before the hand?
Yes. Yes. You want the body to be, so when you're coming in, you want your hand to come across, you want your body to go left,
Okay.
and then your hand is going in the opposite, still going to the window. So I'm here, and as my body goes, it pulls it right out.
And when you finish your single whip up, we're still doing 60-40?
50-50.
50-50? Not more concentrating on the back leg?
Um,
Because I find when I do the whip, the weight just wants to go to the front leg.
Right.
Even in a half horse.
Right.
I have to concentrate.
Hold it to the back leg.
I'm just starting to try to do that
Yeah.
now in form.
So it's where do you want to go?
Well, this
So-
is where the power comes, like I'm realizing this is where the power comes, this is where the push-off comes from. If I leave it back
Right.
here, they'll let me go to the front.
Right. So, to answer your question, right, as your hand comes across, right, and it pushes out on me, if you keep going, if you go to 60% on your front foot,
I am, yeah, it just
see
happens.
how,
It pulls
right,
off.
it pulled right off. So you want to stay 60% to your back foot. So when you push on me, and that back leg is going, when you push and you whip it out, no matter what happens, you know, your back foot's saying, no, I'm not going any further than that.
The push is coming from that leg.
Right. Right. So, and in the beginning, if it's 60-40, eventually you're just trying to just focus your mind on your back foot so that you get the 49-51 that I talk about, just
Okay.
simply by saying, I want the power to come from my right leg because I'm going to step with my left. So boom, I got to keep this leg feeling like it's rooted, because if I go to my front leg, even with a little bit of intention, I'll get pulled off. That's how you prevent from overextending. So when you send all of that power, so you send your whole body power, when you send it out, you send it. Let your body totally, your arm totally relax, and send it all the way out as far as you can go. Just imagine that you're pushing the back wall right out of the school. But at the same token, if somebody pulled on your arm, you don't want them to pull you over. You don't want to send yourself keeping going. So you're going to take that back foot and you're going to root it in. All right? So if you can't feel or get the mindset of 49-51, 60-40 is fine. Right? As long as there's more on the back than the front. All right, let's try it again. Good night, birthday girl.
Good night, birthday girl.
birthday
Thank you,
girl.
everybody.
Good night.
Thanks for everything.
You're welcome.
You wanna rest, you guys are making
Okay.
making it crazy.
Make sure you eat all your Oreos.
I will. I will.
Okay.
Spread out my stuff.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Peace out.
Peace out.
Right, so again, we're going to come back into the side. Right, come in. Hold it in. And then bring it out. And let your body, we've been doing everything in Tai Chi. We do it slow, 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 slow. Let the momentum, let it like relax your body. And if you want to take a little and put oomph into it, go for it. Let it go. But want your arm to be relaxed, right? So what you're feeling, I'm going to use Dave because this way, right? So when you're doing this, we want, so if Dave's punching, say Dave is going to punch to my head. So if I'm doing this exercise, I want to feel like when you're going, you're just coming one way, you're just going to lead them right in, and then boom, and right, and you're just going to release everything out and go right in, just follow it right into the person. It's just like, oh, yeah, boom. That's it. Because the single whip, no matter what you do, the single whip is the end of the motion. That's the end. That's a strike. Whether you do it as a block or a strike or whatever you're doing it for, it's when you get that hand out there, that's meant to hit somebody. So let your whole body just come. But don't let this get, so what I'm trying to do is to get you to make it less mechanical. So when you come in, because we do the cloud hands, when you're doing cloud hands, you're already wound up and you're in an inside empty, right? So I wind up on the last cloud hands, here it is. It just whips. So we get so tied up in making everything slow, you kind of lose the feeling of it. So for what we're doing today, it's okay to bring a little meat to it, a little power to it. Bring a little of your body with it. Yeah, give it a little oomph, all right? Let's try it again. So hands down. In and out. Yeah. Yes, no? So?
I had it like this. It's gone now. Can't get it back.
Crap, I hate when that happens. You come back here!
Because you're pushing off your back leg.
Yeah. So you don't want to push, you don't want to do this, right? So even when you're doing short form, this is all good for the purpose of stretching and conditioning, doing this. But if you did this type of a single whip into a bow and arrow from short form, you would overcommit yourself, because you're going to be putting all your intention behind that movement. So if you think you have that guy and you're going to give them that, that's why you have that half horse to hold you back. Otherwise, if they're hanging on to you, you'll just go. All right. So let's try it again. Then what we'll do partners like we did with Dave. We'll go easy so you can feel it. Because when you're touching a person, when a person's coming in, you feel the back and forth, right? You feel the waist, and that's what we want. We want to feel the waist. The waist leads the movement, so the waist does the block. As the block continues, the waist goes back, it pulls the elbow, and comes right back out again. All right, so let's make partners. Whoever, partner up. We'll go. I'll come over here already. So we'll go back and forth, right? So we'll let raise side punch first. So I don't need you to punch fast, but I need you to take a step in. So if we're right, we'll start sideways in a horse, right? With your hands down. No, you're gonna punch right. You're gonna punch at me.
Okay, so
You're gonna step,
Do we
bring
need
your
to be like
knuckle forward.
this distance away?
Yeah. Well, they're gonna be a little bit more.
Or stepping in?
Right, they're gonna step in, so they're gonna be a little bit more.
Block.
So raise side, they're gonna punch face level, right? So when you're gonna step in, punch. When they step in, no, you're gonna step in and punch with your back, with your right hand.
Right side,
Yeah, so I right at my face. So you gotta aim for the person, otherwise you're not gonna get it.
Right.
All right. If you don't aim for the person, you might as well not do it. All right. So you're gonna come in, right? Raise side is gonna come in. You gotta come in more. I make it closer, right? So you're gonna come in. Yeah. Don't have to go fast.
Okay.
Right? All you have to do is you have to like this. Like this. Nice, slow, deep, steady, committed punch. Just like you're gonna punch that fist and you're gonna put it right through the other person's face. Like you're gonna knock my head right off my shoulders when you hit me. Right? You're just gonna take some time to do it. When I get that, so when you come in, right, I'm gonna come in and then I'm gonna come back and push. So what we want to get used to is that feeling of leading you and then without breaking the motion, pushing you back out of the way. All right? Ready? So go back and forth. Try it. Right. Now try not to, now that's good, right? Now you do it to him, but try not to disconnect. In other words, here, let me do it. I'm going to do it right. Put your hands to your side, right? So if I come in, I punch the leg, he's going to come outside.
Oh, I'm supposed to be blocking this.
No, you did it. Right? If I punch to your face, this movement right here, there's the block. Then take this hand and just push it right back toward me. One smooth movement. That's the block already. So now, no, don't push me down. You're going to do a single whip, right out of form. Like you're going to palm strike my chest, right? Try it again. Yes. 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 That was it. Right? Nope. Right. But Ray came right in. He went right past. I come in. He went right past me, and then.
So when you say disconnect, did I stop and then start?
You came way off of his body. Don't disconnect. Don't disconnect from him as much. So once he goes back in, you can disconnect a little bit and come back in because you're doing the but you want to kind of disconnect.
No, I'm grounded.
Your students right there.
Right, right. Now, yeah, you got to move a little faster.
Did you notice? It was true until
you punch the punch. So you can do it. I'm just going to keep doing it to you, so you're doing it. Right, and I'll just
Doing the movement.
No, you're going to go from here to here. Right? So you can shift your weight to your other leg. So when I come in, yeah, when I come in, you can shift, turn your foot right towards me, and then push. Yeah. Excellent. That's exactly it right there. Because now what you're doing is you're coming in, and with a smooth movement, you're just whipping right back out. You want, it's like, if you can picture somebody working a whip, the whip goes this way, and then it kind of goes this way, and then even at the end, it kind of snaps out again when he pulls it back. You want, in the single whip, you want, in your motions, in your Tai Chi, you want that same kind of motion. So if I come in, you're going to feel it, right? And then, yes. And then just right. That's right. And you see, you're getting it, and you're touching me, and I'm already blocked, and you're already coming in to do your strike. That's exactly what we want. You're not making any extra movements. You're not pushing me too far. You come right in, you redirect it, you know that you're there, and boom. Yes, yeah, yes.
So it's hard, like, you're doing 40 actions, I mean, that's all straight. I can't see if it's a push button.
Well, the two-man has this concept built into it, but you can't use, this is an exercise that we're just using to learn to connect the body movements, not necessarily looking, right? You want this feeling of what we're doing in the two-man, right? Because what you're going to do is you're going to do exactly what we're doing. But the problem is what we're doing here, we're finishing. Right, so if I come to Ray and Ray does this and he does it, that's a finish. What we're not doing in two-man is we're not finishing. Right, we're coming in, right, I let Ray do his movement, and then when Ray starts to do this in two-man, we're saying, okay, I'll let you go 50, 75% of the way, then I'm going to do something else so that I can learn how to counter that. The reality of what's going to happen is once I come in and I commit to this punch and Ray relaxes and comes past me, I'm not getting away from that movement. He's talking about two-man form. The Tai Chi two-man form that we started doing on Tuesday nights, right?
Let me just talk about this exercise. How when we did it and we pulled this all the way across.
Oh, yes, yes. Well, it depends on how far he goes.
Depends on the distance.
Yeah, so if I'm here, so if I do it with Ray, if I only come to here, Ray's only going to go that far anyway, right? If I do it again, just relax a real lot, Ray. So if I do this, and Ray has me right there, he doesn't need to go more, but what he wants is he's going to let this go a little bit this way, turn his waist a little bit to me, and then he's going to come back. The more that you compress that little turn, the faster that you make the whip and the power that comes out of it. Right? So if I'm doing it, if Brad punches to me, right, and I come in and I do this and I have him here, I'm already making this movement and coming out to do that single whip. As soon as I've got him, I'm already reversing that. Because now we're getting back to what we did in the Fa Jing, right? Once we understand how to turn our waist, we don't need to use all of the waist movement all of the time. Right? In order to gain speed, what we're going to do is we're going to say, we're going to use a little bit of waist, but I'm going to use maybe a little bit more leg this time, or I'm going to use a little bit more snap by straightening out my tailbone, or I'm going to use a little bit more, mental concentration because of where I'm at, because speed becomes the important factor. So as you're coming in, you're doing this, you want to be fast. If you come in and punch, and if I take him all the way to here, and if he stays relaxed, when I do this, all he has to do is relax, follow it back with your elbow, and push me right out of the way. I don't want you to do that. What I want you to do is I want you to keep continuing to punch, and I want to hit you while you're still punching, regardless of what your level is. If you're still punching, you cannot reverse the movement. You have to exhaust it. Right? If you do a long punch and I take him all the way and then disconnect and then come back, yeah, I learned how to get the movement, but all he has to do is just go back and relax and just counter. If I said punch me in the face, and my punch me in the face, he can't do anything with that hand to stop my strike to him. So he stops that punch to the face. Right. So what I'm trying to do is work with bringing the motion of the movement out. Once you have it right here, boom. And the smaller that you start to get it, and then once you start to get it, you see it's like, oh, he didn't even do anything, he's going. You can feel it when somebody gets you. So we're really trying to refine this movement with this. And it's like everything else. We practice kind of bigger, more exaggerated movement. Then we're gonna make it a little smaller, a little smaller. Because once you feel it, that's it. It's all over. Because when you feel it, Brad and I could, well, here, let me do it with you, right? So if I punch to you, right, so you'll turn this way, right? So I'll right? So you're gonna punch, right? So he's punch. As soon as he touches me, he knows he has it, right? So just keep relaxing. Just keep making it smaller. No matter what he does, if he has that, and he knows the minute that he touches me, right? If I come into your face and you know that the minute you touch me, that I can't hit you, and you reverse your movement, how am I going to get away from that? Right? So the more commitment that I come from this, you get somebody who commits to this, and they go in deep. Forget it. You're going to go right down. Yeah, they're gone. Right, and then you can reinforce it. You can use another technique. You can use two hands. You can use one hand. You can go through them. You can drive with your leg. If you know you have the guy, you can push forward into a ball and arrow just so that you know that you send them flying. It's like
that book I borrowed, Mind Power, touches on that concept.
Right. Right, right. And all of that is through the relaxation and the softness, and then not having the break. So when you do this, you can't have a break, like stop, and then start, because if you stop, then I stop, and when you stop and I stop, then when you go, I follow you. You have no break. This comes this way. There's no way for me to come back. Try it a couple more times. Right, I'll punch to you, Ray.
There you go. If I come in and punch.
Yeah, that's it, Steph. And you can even, when you do it, when Dave comes in, you can even let him just take your hand, circle it up. Almost do this. Almost do it like you're doing the low single whip at the end.
Okay.
You know, where because when we do the low single whips, the hand turns in. So think of it more this way, like you're doing the low single whip lead up, and then the single whip finish.
How am I going to do all this? I'm not going.
Right? Because that's really in the scheme of techniques, it's more likely that somebody will attack you and your hand is going to be down, so you'll come up, turn in this way, then you reverse and you come back out with the other thing. So now you're going to do the other single whip, you know, versus you coming in and going strike. Sure, we could strike down, but you know, even me, I'd be a little bit reluctant unless I thought I could have your leg or I thought there was something really obvious there. Otherwise, I just want to take you, boom, come right in, and boom, just come right back the other way. It's over. It's a couple more, Ray.
And you can even bring it in more.
Right,
As soon as I come
right around.
It's usually you're extending out a little bit more. Yeah. Try.
Because it doesn't matter in the hand.
And you don't even stay on top of my arm. Let it go. Come right. Yeah.
Or you just not.
No. Come right under. Right. Come around. Yep. Push it right out, and then push your hand right through. Don't even worry about my arm. So if I come in, yep. You only need to push my arm so that you know my hand will clear your face. If my hand clears your face, even by one hand's distance, that's more than enough. Yeah. And don't worry if your arm comes across and you don't have your hand in exactly the right position like form, that's okay. So you hit me with your elbow, or you hit me with your forearm, or you hit me kind of halfway in between. That's kind of what you're given. But when you get the feeling of understanding this power, you can get, you can get it. You're gonna get it. You're gonna get a lot of power out of the technique, even though it's not optimal. Form can be perfect. Fighting's not going to be perfect, right? Because there's just too many things that can go wrong. You know, and in form, when I'm fighting you, I can't say, oh, well, I need you to step right here and I need to be able to, you know, you're trying for that, but sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. Yeah, that's perfect. Because I feel you, you come, and then it's like, where'd you go?
What they do is your body.
Yes.
My daughter
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yes.
I'm thinking I'm not.
You have to come back and you gotta let your body do what it's gotta do. Okay, good job, good job. Good. We'll do more. We'll do more. I'm just getting started. Yeah. Because I want you to really get that feel. Sometimes when you have it, the forms are even short form is kind of long. So to get the feel of doing this in the forms, right? But that's why you see other people that do forms. You see them exaggerate that in order to get that feeling. But then all their mechanics are all wrong. So all the mechanics of their form are all wrong. So they have this feeling of being able to be kind of willy-nilly and use their weights, but they don't have any, they're paper tigers. They don't have anything behind their technique,
That's a good one, yeah.
right? So, but we'll get this. As you get this and you start to incorporate, that's why I try to keep coming back to techniques that we do and things that we know, so that when you do the form, so like if you do long form, right, and I'm doing long form and I come out and I push, when you get to here and you do your single whip, you should be feeling that whipping motion. When you do that, that's what you wanna get. So you're like, oh yeah, there's that waist movement, right? Little bit of a block, my waist turns, my hand goes a little bit to the right as my waist turns to the left, and then I step out, and boom, that hand goes there. And as you start to get the feeling of connecting this, you'll feel this in the form, right? And then you'll start to connect it together. It just takes a long time. It is hard. It's not. But once you feel it, you'll know. And when you feel it, it changes your whole form. It'll feel like a totally different form.
Light bulb goes on there.
Because when you're doing the form, now you're not even thinking about all that other stuff. You're just like, wow, this is really cool. So you're trying to duplicate it over and over. And when you get engrossed in it like that, you're in the moment. You're like, wow, that's really cool. Sometimes you're frustrated because you're like, I can't get it again. And some movements are easier, but some are harder. But we do a lot of single whips, so that's why I pick single whip.
Right.
So, good.
Good. Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. Good. You didn't beat Greg up too bad, did you?
No, I'm a little sore, but I'll be all right.
All right.
A little black and blue. You got time to go across the street?
I'm the worst.
What's up, girl? Thanks for coming to the party. Was that fun?